All right, we are live for the 65th episode of the
Let's Go podcast, and we are ready. It is real. We are 4 days or 3 days away from the HSL spring softball season, our second spring softball season. Our OG is coming back. We're ready to roll. It was a crazy ride last season, and we're ready to run it back. Quick shout out before we start. We want to shout out all of our, we really want to shout out all of our sponsors, which we'll get to eventually. But for now, our three biggest sponsors. We want to shout out King Ventures for being our league sponsor for all of our programming for the spring. King Ventures is the place for apparel. Anyone needs apparel for anything, go to King Ventures. Huge shout out to Town Appliance. Town Appliance jumping on the HSL bandwagon. Town Appliances are going to be our corporate sponsor for the whole 2025 spring, fall, winter, summer seasons. Any appliance needed, Town Appliance. They have everything, like the blurb we sent out from washer dryers to a coffee maker, whatever you want to get. They have everything. They have amazing service. At a certain price. There's free delivery as well. It's very, very customer service based, and they have all the products that you would need. And we really appreciate Town Appliance for jumping on the HSL bandwagon. And finally, we also want to thank Smash House. Smash House is sponsoring our softball season, which we're about to get into. Smash House is giving out MVPs. They're giving out championship dinners. So we love Smash House. They're a very big part of the HSL, and we thank them for coming on. So thank you to King Ventures, Town Appliance, and Smash House for making HSL happen. And of course, all of our other sponsors. We are very excited because this podcast, we are finally going to be doing a softball power rankings week one. We're getting underway, and we cannot wait to go through the power rankings for our week one of our HSL softball spring league. We got our legacy league, we got our Titan league, we got 8 teams in legacy, 6 teams in Titan, and we are ready to roll. Dave, you haven't spoken yet. Any thoughts before we get going?
I'm excited to hear your power rankings, Avi. Just for the record, so our audience knows, I have nothing to do with the creation of the power rankings. I can push back on Avi, I can influence Avi, but these are as come as much of a surprise to me as the audience.
All right, so excuse the delay in the power rankings here. We have a little bit of laptop trouble. I'm doing this podcast on my phone. We're using our the HSL phone for the power rankings here. So excuse me the delay getting to the rosters. But let's start. We had 8 teams in our Legacy League. We'll start with Legacy and then we'll go over to Titan. Unless we should do the opposite, Dave. What do we start with? Legacy or we start with Titan?
Start with legacy.
All right. So coming in at number 8.
We always put Titan at the top of the flyers. Let's give
That's true.
legacy.
Coming in at number 8, we got the Margaret Teets Rehabilitation Center, our good friends that we met at the QJL BJL event. Titans is the name of Rocky Bachner chose, actually. So the Margaret Teets.
I didn't even know they have a name. Okay.
It was the last second slide, and a couple of days ago he messaged me. The Margaret Teets Rehabilitation Center Titans. They come in at number 8, and they come in at number 8 very simply because they're a new team to the league. A lot of times we talk about how teams need time to develop. I could pull up the roster right here.
Well, they played last summer, didn't they?
They did play last summer, but it's a totally new team. Totally new team. It's not the same team they had last summer. A couple names that I recognize: Benny Garfunkel, Shragi Osina, Tzvi Griner, but all of the names: Josh Shemanowicz, John Sear. Oh, Daniel Guinean's a good third baseman. A lot of names I just don't know much of. Michael Spindell, I know the name. I was in touch with him about bringing a team at one point, but I just don't know much. And I know a lot about the other teams, and based on Rocky's track record, in the summer they had a decent season. I think they're 3-5. We'll start them at the number 8 in the power rankings. Coming in at number 7, and they are not going to be happy about this, but the no respect tour continues for the Jules by DK Hungry Hippos. Brian Cohn and the boys. I get messages every few weeks from Brian Cohn how his outfielder got hurt and now his pitcher got hurt. They are flying on fumes right now, to say the least. They do have a very solid roster, up and down. However, the instability of Brian Cohn and the Hungry Hippos coming into the 2025 spring season lands them at number 7. If you give me a minute, I will do my best here to pull up. Yeah, go ahead, Dave. You talk while I pull
Oh,
up the
no.
roster.
Is Craig Stroh pitching?
So I think Craig is pitching, which definitely was a very good find, especially for this late in the season. However, like I say, we both know camaraderie is very big, and they've been picking up player here, a player there. They probably do. I assume they have their core, which is definitely good. However, they are picking up players left and right towards the season. They finished usually. I think last year they finished maybe it was a first round knockout. They actually had a very good, very surprising season last season. Surprising to a lot of us. So we'll see. But for
The real
now,
the real no respect tour is somebody else, by the way. But we'll just keep this for now.
what do you mean?
Joey Katz coined the term no respect tour.
Oh, he did. I thought no, I know he did, but I thought what's his face is very into it also.
But the trademarking of the term "no respect tour" is Joey. Yeah, because I
So
kept betting against them in the playoffs last year, and then I think they won the first two rounds or
oh really?
something. I don't remember. Yeah. No
It's
respect
funny.
tour.
It's funny. I'm trying to. Oh, here, I got the roster. Yes, they had
No,
Craig
but you're
Stewart.
right. The Hippos got no respect either. That's true.
No,
But
because
you
the reason
use
why I
that
said that is
term.
because
That's Joey's term.
I remember Shlomo Ross would always say how they don't get any respect.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Right.
And they
So they
almost
have a
knocked off the
again
Robins. If not for a, was there an
a
error in that game in the playoffs, or it was just a bad break? I don't
it
remember.
was a bad break. They almost knocked the Robins. It's a very close game.
Yeah.
And listen, they have Craig Stewart is a good pitcher. He knows and oh by the way, very underrated hitter. Sammy Miller, stud third baseman, Titan level player as well. They have named Shlomo Ross is a very good player.
Malik.
Asher Ross is a good player. My catcher, partly this past year in the Monday Night League. Lej, Ellie Droslowitz. They got they got a bunch of good players. They
All right, we
have
got to move on, Avi. We got a lot to get through in 15 minutes. We got another 13 teams. Let's go. Another
fine,
12
fine, fine.
teams.
So
Next.
they're gonna come in. They're gonna come in at number 7. Coming in at number 6 is the MS Motors Fireballs. That is Gershon Brookler. They have Ari Slomowitz pitching for them. They have a couple of really good sneaky players. That is they're not a team that's going to die to anyone. They'll be in every game. They're not the strongest team in the sense of power. They don't have any big names on their roster. Ari Slomowitz pitching. You got Nach Franco is a good player. Sean Muscat, A-level player. Dovie Schwartz, fantastic player. And Burger Hicks from last year. Mayor Cavalier is a good player. Ellie Sugarman, another Burger Hicks player who's very, very solid. They got a lot of solid players. Nothing to write home about in terms of freak talent or top of the league level, but they're a really solid team, and that's where they end up at number 6. Coming in at number 5 is Jacob Byrne and the Addictive Ad Vipers. So Jacob Byrne looking to win a game. He has not won a game in our spring league history, if I'm not mistaken.
No, what are you talking
Um,
about? He almost made the playoffs last year.
Summer, no?
No,
Oh,
that was
summer he
spring.
didn't win a game. Oh, summer.
I think fall he didn't win a game.
Oh, fall. No, fall he did.
Spring, I know very well. That spring is the game where Rada needed to win a double header,
Didn't
and
Jacob Byrne start off
that might
horribly in the
be
spring?
that
Like
might
0
be the
4, 0
case.
5?
But the last game of the season, he brought down 3 ringers,
So
and we
why does
still
he
beat
always
him.
so why is he always making no, I think he went like 0-6 to begin the season. He's always making jokes on his status about how let's see if we can win a game this season. Either way, they come in at number 5 and Jake is, he's bringing a good roster. Jake once again has his best friend on the mound, Mikey Weiss. Mikey Weiss, wherever you find Jake Bird, you'll find Mikey Weiss nowadays. Looks like they just follow each other wherever they go. They have a very solid roster. Yaakov Dawah is a good player. Also, with the Burger Hicks disappearing from the league this year, unfortunately, a lot of those players scattered out to other teams.
Adam
Shlomo,
Bromberg.
yeah, Adam Bromberg's a great outfielder, lots of talent, also great at creating hype videos. So thank you, Adam. We appreciate it and helping out with the schedule. Donnie Rosenfeld, probably the top shortstop.
Donnie Rosenfeld
In
got us the Sal Licata podcast.
Yes, he did, and he's a fantastic player. Shua Blackman's a great player. A lot of talent. David Taub, shout out to David Taub. A lot of good players on the team, and they will come in at number 5. Now, here's where things get a little tricky. In our top 4, in our top really 2 through 4, coming in at number 4, we got the Annie's Kitchen Grasshoppers. Annie's
That's the
Kitchen
no respect
Grasshoppers.
tour.
That's Donnie Scheidman.
That's getting
Shaneman.
some respect. Danny Shaneman, I call
Shaneman.
him.
So coming in at number 4, there's a lot of places we could have gone. They made big waves in the spring season last year, and they're now coming out this year at number 4. I hope they're happy with that. Again, they've never won a championship in the HSL. They made it the furthest they ever made it to the semifinals this past spring season. And
Summer. That was the
No, well,
They
they made the semis in the summer.
they
In the
lost to the
spring, they
Hungry
made.
Hippos. They lost to the Hungry
Oh, in the
Hippos.
quarterfinals, you're right. You're right.
Right,
So
and
even
then
more,
if the right, and then if the Hippos had beat the Robins, they would have been in the finals against the Crew.
even more so. I think four is a very good spot for them.
I think so
Um,
too. I think
they
Joey's getting
do.
some respect.
Yeah,
Finally.
and by the way, they do come in every single season with an upgraded roster. So I'm looking at it right now. Actually, it seems very, very similar to the normal roster. Zev Miller, Donnie Scheiman, Itzy Scheiman, Michael Reinhardt, fantastic player,
I
another A
ran
level
into Mikey
player.
Reinhardt at the Long Island Children's Museum a couple of weeks ago. It's so always weird when you see somebody out of uniform. I'm like, do I know you? I was wearing my
Yeah,
HSL hoodie or cap, so
he
maybe
recognized
easier for
HSL.
him.
HSL is all over the place. We're the most popular thing in town. Of course, Joey Katz, who's a HSL sponsor, did not want his team to be sponsored by his own company, but that's okay. So
Talk
Joey
about no
Katz,
respect tour.
yes. So Joey Katz did, as they pointed out earlier, coined the term "no respect tour." Hopefully, we'll get a little bit of respect for putting them at number four. I don't see how they could be over these next three teams. Maybe one of them potentially, but let's go. Let's get right into it. So we're now down to our top three. Coming in at number three, we got the Essen Poppers. Donnie Mazeroski captaining. We got Zalman Pollock, Shiro Zalimski. A
Well, that's a
lot of
good team.
talent. A lot of talent on that team. It's a very under the radar team. It started
Shiru
as an
Zalimski's a fabulous player. He gets on
he's a
base constantly.
fantastic shortstop also.
Yeah.
Zalman Pollock. They actually have three left side infield guys, but I think Mazeroski's going to pitch for them.
Oh, really?
I think so. Really good team. I think again, like I said, really under the radar. They got speed and they got smart, and they just have a really good up and down team. Shout out to Essen Poppers, my one of my favorite meat, probably maybe even my top favorite meat restaurant in Brooklyn. So shout out to Essen Poppers. Um, they're awesome, and thank you for hopping on board. So now we got two teams left. We got the Cobra Rental Chihuahuas, and we got Rides to Fly Black Sox. The Rides to Fly Black Sox, captained by Shmuel Reda, are always coming in with teams to beat. Shmuel will not bring a team to the league for the most part if it's not competitive. Shmuel knows how to compete. He actually brought a team into our fall league, and we appreciate that, to our Titan fall league last year. And the co-rental Chihuahuas, some of you might know as the Crew from last year, and they've only gotten better. So coming at number two, we will got the Rides to Fly Black Sox.
Frankly, I'm surprised to see you give Rise to Fly Black Sox such a high ranking.
It's
Um,
respect. Speaking of no
it's
respect tour, it's
respect.
respect tour.
It's
Shmuel's a
respect.
veteran. He knows how to bring a good team. He knows what he's doing. Every year he says, "Oh, I don't have this, I don't have that." The guy's always up there in the semifinals or quarterfinals. He's always
Yeah, no, it's a good point. I'll just point out that we just lost to Danny Shaneman's crew in the summer in the playoffs.
yep.
Heartbreaker. We couldn't hit off of Joey, and we also lost, I think, to the Hungry Hippos like twice last season. Once in the spring, and we didn't meet in the playoffs. And they're ranked. You put them in at what number?
7. Dave, why don't you go through your? I don't know how many guys do you know on your team
No,
regulars.
there are some great players. We have Shmuel Adelson, who's an excellent player. We have David Manella, who's a league. Shmuel Adelson and David Manella are really A league caliber players, or A minus if you want to call them. Um, we have Ozzy Septimus, who's very steady and hit really well last
A
season.
Black Sox legend.
Black Sox legend. We've got some old stalwarts: Ellie Cohen, Dovey Berger. Probably missing some people now. I'm going to feel a little bit. Oh, Mo Feldman. Look, I mean, you have an outfield with Mo Feldman, Dovey Berger, um, David Manella. I mean, you don't need a
That's a
fourth
very good
outfield. You
outfit.
don't need a
Did
fourth
you?
outfielder.
Did
You
Shmuel
know,
ever find a consistent shortstop or figure out what to do about that? Because I know that was
no, it's
the
tricky. So Adelson will be pitching some of the time, and I'm forgetting who our other pitcher is. I don't think so. I think
Is
that's the
Jakob
issue.
Goldstein playing or no?
I don't think Goldberg's playing. No,
Goldstein.
Goldstein. Sorry, I don't think Goldstein's playing. All right, but let's move on because we only got a few minutes. But
All
anyway,
right.
I would have, if I was making the power rankings, I would have actually put. You know what? I don't know. I mean, I certainly would have had the Hippos higher just because I'm gonna the river of shit we're gonna have to deal with soon,
It's
and
true.
even the Rum. You know what though? The Rumble ponies. We usually beat them. Yeah. Okay. Next, let's move on. All right, and then we got the Chihuahuas. who
The
might finally win that championship.
Cobra Rental
Cobra
Chihuahuas. By the
Rentals,
way,
Chihuahuas.
shout out to Cobra Rentals, as they are a pleasure to work with, as we currently are right now working with them on the our big Gridiron Gauntlet tournament coming up. So shout out Cobra Rentals, amazing HSL sponsor. So I'm trying to pull up the roster here. You know how there's a lot of talk how the Robins, and finally, the Robins. Thank you to the Robins for moving up to the Titan League. How they're just way out of everyone's league. I'm not gonna yet coin the Cobra Rentals as a team that's way above everyone when it comes to talent. However, what I will say is that they are the team that you got to mark down on your calendar. When you're playing the Cobra Rentals, you better show up with your squad. You better be locked in, because if not, you will be absolutely dominated. I'm currently looking through. By the way, quickly before as I'm finding the roster and doing a little lip
I'll
reading,
give you the names. They got Jacob Gelb, who's a great pitcher.
I got it.
Okay,
Yeah.
go through
Yeah,
the
Jacob
roster.
Anatoly Gelb, Aaron Feldberg, phenomenal player, A- if you want to
What
call it.
position does Aaron Feldberg play?
He's all over. He's all over. He plays third. He plays second. He catches. He plays outfield. He
I
plays.
met him for the first time at the HSL basketball on
Yeah,
Sunday night.
yeah. Which stay tuned for a big podcast coming up. Suf Felberg, the OG, joining his son once again for the second consecutive spring season.
Yoni, we're doing power rankings for the softball, but you could stick around.
We're almost ready. We're 5 minutes. We're five minutes.
Stay. Wait. So, what do you say about Suf Feldberg?
Suf Felberg, the OG, sticking around you, but the son, as per usual. Last season in the spring he joined the Gold Glovers team that was actually made some noise. They lost in the first round, but they actually had a pretty decent regular season. A lot of those players also scatter onto different teams. Michael Cohn, who's a very versatile player, a very good backup pitcher. Chaim and Avrami Zagelbaum. Both
Chaim and Avrami are on Chihuahuas?
Yeah.
This is an A-League roster. Basically, Sach Feldberg hasn't won a championship in a while, so he's starting to feel
let me continue. You got Jakob Beanstalk, who I don't know if you remember who he is.
I know Noah Beanstalk.
No, Jakob Beanstalk played on my summer team. He's very good friends with Michael Cohn, outfielder. Phenomenal player.
Not related to Noah?
No. Eli Sabo, Mendy Warsh.
It's a ridiculous team.
David Baxter. I know who he is. I forgot to pronounce his first name. And Avi Cavalier. They have a really good team.
You're only gonna beat. If you're gonna beat this team, you're gonna beat them 2-1.
That's
how you're gonna beat them. That's the only way you're gonna beat them. All right, let's get to the Titan League quickly, because Yoni is in the house for the next.
All right, and Titan we can do quick because we're very familiar with a lot of these teams. There's only one new team in Titan. And that new team is Town Appliance. So like you said earlier, shout out to Town Appliance, our HSL corporate sponsor, jumping on board. We really appreciate you, and we strongly urge all of you looking for appliances to check out Town Appliance. Forget that they have everything. They also have the best customer service. I personally had interaction with them, and they're absolutely phenomenal, easy to deal with.
And free nationwide shipping on most products, not all products.
Most products.
It's got to be over $1,000.
But maybe if you mention HSL, maybe we can make it all products. You never know. Coming in at number 6 of Town Appliance, Jay Azarad. I think
who is Jay Azarad? Where did he come from?
Jay Azarad came from, and I'm forgetting his name, and he's going to kill me, and I hope I have the roster here. This guy played on the Robins last year in the fall, and he told me, he's like, oh, I'm going to bring a phenomenal team for my college and this and that, and I messaged him, he's like, nah, I can't do it, I'm busy, and I was a little upset at him, and then I got a message from him a few weeks later saying, hey, Avi, I got a message from Jay Azarad saying, hey, I heard from X, who's this guy, I forgot his name, dark-skinned, shorter guy, very, very athletic, very good player, he's pitching for them, saying, I heard you have a softball league, you want to be more local in the 5 towns, would love to bring a team. I'm under pressure. We have 2 minutes to go.
Okay, where's he from?
They're all 5 towns guys, so there's a bunch of there's 2 sets of 3 brothers.
Where did they play before?
I forgot the name of the league, somewhere in Long Island. It's a common league. I see it all the time on the
From League?
No, not a From League. Not a From League. I can't find the roster right here. Hopefully I'll be able to pull it up after. I'm sorry for forgetting your name. Anyways,
sorry, Jay.
No, Jay. I know Jay's name, but
I know Jay now. We've been talking on WhatsApp.
Oh, okay. Anyways, they're a new team. They're supposedly really good. I know that they're definitely serious because Jay was messaging me about certain bats he wants to buy. He wants to make sure they're legal. They've been playing for years together, and it could be the 3. Could be better than my team. I don't know. However,
due to unknown, they're number 6. Due to being
unknown, they're number 6. Coming in at number 5.
Who they playing week 1?
The Robins.
So we'll get a sense pretty quickly of
Yeah.
what they're made of.
Now, I would say the only controversial, there's really two small controversial things, but the one of the controversial in the standings is I actually had the Blue Wahoos, Crown Care Blue Wahoos, thank you, Joey Katz, at number 5 in the power rankings, behind the Robins. I'll tell you why. In the Titan League, it's pitching and fielding that wins championships. Ariel Cohen, as we all know, has taken his pitching to the next level and then some. And the Robins are known for amazing fielding. And for that reason, simply Blue Owls, Crown Care Blue Owls will be at number 5. I do think they have a very good shot against the Robins. They always play my team tough, and you never know against the top 2 teams. Coming at number 4, the Robins making their way up. Finally, Ariel Cohen coming to the Titan League. I'm super curious how this plays out. They have a first week matchup against Town Appliance, so it should be fun. We're looking forward to that. Coming at number 3, I feel like we've been
Nate, good to have you on. We're finishing the softball power rankings, but stick around.
We'll be out. We'll be done in 2 minutes. Coming at number 3.
One second, Avi. Just one comment.
Sure.
1 second. Who do you have at number 5?
I had Wows at 5. Crown Care at 5 and Robins at 4. Yeah.
Okay, I had a comment. Okay, I don't remember what it was. Okay, yeah. Let's
go.
Who they playing? Who they playing week 1? Who the Robins playing in week 1?
Robins are playing Town Appliance.
Oh, they're playing Azrat. Okay, that's a good matchup for week 1.
Blue Owls, the Crown Care Blue Owls have a bye. Coming at number 3 is yours truly, Avi Edelman, the best pitcher in the Jewish world. QJL, BJL. Shout out to the Queens Jewish Link, the Bukharian Jewish Link. We were just at their event last week. Phenomenal event. We appreciate you. We appreciate all the work we do together, and thank you for sponsoring one of my team for this season. We come in at number 3. As always, we come with a fantastic roster. A lot of qualified guys. Jonas Lowinger, Ari Moskovic, now Benji Ashkenazi joining our roster, Yaakov Saba, Moshe Zinn, Hillel Rokach. Talent's through the roof. Shirley Friedman hopefully plays enough before he gets married. A lot of talent. Hopefully we all show up and we all, we could beat anybody in any given day. I believe it strongly. Coming in at number 2, and for the first time ever in HSL history, the Edgar Agent Bombers coming in as underdogs in the HSL Spring League. Welcome to the family. The Bombers not only lost in the Spring Championship, they then brought back their team and then some in the Fall Championship and lost again. So they've lost now 2 straight championships. They're coming in cold. They're out for vengeance. They're at number 2, and coming in number 1, of course, is now the newly named Gordon Companies. Aaron Gordon, our newest insurance sponsor of the HSL. Aaron Gordon, thank you for everything you do for us. You've been complaining. Your basketball team actually with a win tonight. Yeah, Gordon Companies, we'll get into in a second. Gordon Companies actually clinch a playoff spot with a win tonight. However, we give you Gordon Companies, the number 1 seed in the Titan League, the number 1 seed in the highest league, in the highest level of all spring softball. And that's it. Yossi Kaufman and the boys versus the Bombers. Big matchup this Sunday.
One last question. Power ranking. If you did a pitcher power ranking for the Titan League, obviously Edelman is first. Now, who's 2 and who's 3?
Well, if I had to pick I go Yossi Kaufman 2, Steve Pollan 3.
Oh, the sheriff number 2. All right, let's end this here. All right, we got okay.
All right.
And okay, stop. All right.